Honesuki is the classic Japanese poultry knife. You notice it's a unique shape comparative to what a normal boning knife would look like. Very exaggerated triangle, extremely sharp pointed tip, as well as a sharp pointed heel. Now the knife is designed solely for boning poultry, and I'm going to walk you through how to use it. Now, when working with poultry, for starters, I always like to use a wooden board. I find that it's easiest to clean, and you always want to have a receptacle for what you're finished with. Now, the bird itself, straight up standard poultry, chicken, I like to start by removing the legs. I'm going to take the legs off. I'm going to take, actually, so you have your wings. Okay, let's just take a look at the basics here. We have a chicken, okay? Wings, legs, breast. Pretty straightforward. What I'm going to do is, using the natural weight of the bird and by using the Honesuki, I will debone this whole bird for you. So, start with the wing. One. I'm using the heel of the knife. Now, I've removed my wing tips. I'm going to remove the wing tips, going through the joint. Again, 1, 2. Okay, easy peasy. Now, heel of the knife. So, I'm going to turn this chicken around. The breast bone away from me, okay, legs facing me. Now, you look at the back side, there's a little muscle right here. It's called the oyster. I want to get that out when I remove the legs. So I put some pressure onto the breast, stretch that skin out using the tip of the knife, little incision. I'm going to do the same thing again here. I'm going to try to cut the skin as close to the leg as possible because I want the skin left on the breast, to have skin on the breast. Now, flip the bird over and I'm going to pop the joint. I've just removed the ball from the socket. Taking the knife, using the tip, coming down, coming in high, I'm removing the oyster. This is what this knife was designed for. Being able to completely debone chicken. Okay, leg one. I'm using also the natural weight of the bird to help me out here. I don't want to force it. I want the bird to help me do the work. Okay, so have a nice separated. So far we have wing, wing tip. We have 2 legs. Now, if I wanted to, I could take the heel. I'm going to find right here. There we go. Now I have a drum. Now I can take the tip of the knife here, following the seam. I'm going to come along the thigh bone, take my fingers, run it under. I have a boneless thigh. Or, if you want to, take the back of the knife. I just snap the bone. I'm going to debone the whole leg. Flip your knife over. So, I'm using the back side of the knife to push the skin and the meat away. Now, using the tip again, I'm coming around that knee knuckle. And when I do it, I'm pushing the meat down. I'm not cutting in, I'm not scraping, I'm pushing down. And what it's doing is it's pulling it away from the knee joint, so I'm not losing anything. Okay, so now I've gotten around that knee joint. Flip the knife over again, pushing with the back side of the knife. Little incision here. Cut the tendons. Bone. Deboned. So, 2 bones. See, I'm saving. I got a little stockpile over here. Now we have quite the little meal going. So, completely deboned chicken leg, drumette, bone thigh, 2 wings. Now, there's 2 ways of going about this. You can have a boneless breast, or an airline breast. I'll do one of each. So I'm going to push the skin, make it nice and taut. Right down the center here is what's called the keel bone. I'm going to follow that seam. Using my finger, I'm feeling that seam. Now, at this point, I'm going to hold Honesuki. I'm going to use just the tip, make a straight incision down that keel bone. So what I'm looking for is that little bone right there, little white piece of cartilage. And I'm running right along next to it. Now, the benefit of this knife is its agility, its fine tip to get in really small spots, and it's accurate. This was specifically designed for poultry. I think you can see why now. Now I'm going into the heel to go around the bone. Trim off that little excess piece of skin that can go in your little stock pail. So now we have 3/4 of a bird done. Now, I would not serve the tenderloin with the breast. I would actually save that for its own item. So now we have, this is called an airline breast because it has the bone. Now, what I'm going to do is take off, using the heel again, I'm going to take off the drum. The heel is great because I can make incisions without going too deep. What I'm doing right now is I'm removing the drum. So now what I'm going to do is remove the rest of the breast. So again, now so you can actually see it a little bit more, this here is the keel bone. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to take this frame off. What I did was just gave myself a little bit more of a base. Okay, so I'm going to come along this line. I'm following that keel bone. Using the tip only, grazing through everything. There we go. So now we have an empty frame. Again, I would take off the tenderloin. You don't need a knife for that. Use your hands. Save that. You can do chicken fingers for your kids. And then spread the skin out. Take off the excess skin. If you're really smart, you make schmaltz or gribnies. So now I have a breast, both airline and non-airline. The ideal poultry knife, this is the Shun Fuiji line Honesuki.